Have you ever wondered what the worst Chevrolet Corvette engine of all time was? Get ready for a journey full of power, unfulfilled promises, and controversies that shaped the history of this iconic sports car. Let's dive into an in-depth analysis of the engines that, in the search for speed and innovation, caused more headaches than adrenaline. From the overheating problems of the L98 to the weaknesses of the dreaded LT1, each of these engines has an intriguing story. Stay with me and find out if the essence of a true Corvette can be found in its engines, or if it's all just a big failure under the hood. We start our list at number 20, Chevrolet L98. Introduced in 1984, the L98 was an upgrade of the previous engine, the L82. Chevrolet hoped to improve the performance of the iconic Corvette, but did they really achieve it? A big step or just a small leap? The L98 is a powerful 5.7-liter V8 engine that delivers an impressive 240 horsepower with its electronic injection. Although it seems like a dream, the reality is more complex. This engine promised performance, but delivered much more than anyone imagined. Although promising, the L98 quickly became synonymous with problems, with many users reporting overheating at high temperatures. Did you know that this led to huge frustrations among homeowners? A real nightmare under the hood. This engine was a milestone, the first in Corvette history to use factory electronic injection. More innovation, or just more headaches for homeowners? The L98 continues to be a story full of controversy. At number 19, Chevrolet LT1. The LT1, introduced in 1992, revolutionized the Corvette with the promise of power and efficiency. It was a bright future for fans of speed and power. But this engine would soon become a topic of debate among enthusiasts and critics alike. This 5.7-liter V8 featured a fuel injection system that made the Corvette's heart beat with 300 horsepower of pure power, a machine that promised intense emotions on the road, but not everything was what it seemed. Unfortunately, the L1's durability was put to the test. Reports of piston ring failures began to emerge, leading many to wonder, was this engine yet another walking bomb in Chevrolet's long history? Despite the controversies, the LT1 was also successful in other GM models, conquering the market with its strong and energetic presence. But has his legacy of failures outweighed his accomplishments in the Corvette line? At number 18, Chevrolet L83. Launched in 2014, the L83 engine is a modern V8 4C7 Corvette, designed with efficiency in mind. But did this efficiency come at the expense of the performance that engine lovers expect from a Corvette? With 5.3 liters and a cylinder deactivation system, the L83 generates up to 355 horsepower. While it has respectable numbers, many wonder if this engine truly captures the essence of a true Corvette. Valve problems on the L83 continue to plague some owners. This failure had a significant impact, raising concerns and doubts about the reliability of this modern engine. Have you faced this? Although the L83 is more fuel efficient, many owners still want the raw power of previous models. It makes us wonder, is it worth choosing efficiency over emotion when accelerating? At number 17, Chevrolet LS1. Introduced in 1997, the Chevrolet LS1 redefined the sport engine category. It brought a new era of power and innovation to lovers of speed, winning hearts and bringing performance dreams to life. This 5.7-liter V8 delivered an impressive 305 horsepower in its original version. It was like having a rocket on the streets, a true icon of speed that left many speechless when stepping on the accelerator. However, not everything was rosy. The LS1 had overheating issues in some models after years of use, leading many to call it a walking bomb. Imagine the headache on a run. Despite its flaws, the LS1 became the basis for many high-performance engines at Chevrolet. Its influence continues to this day, showing that even the worst engines have their legacy in the automotive world. At number 16, Chevrolet L76. The Chevrolet L76 was designed to be the hero of engines, promising efficiency in the Corvette. But, ironically, some versions did not live up to the expectations of fans passionate about speed. With 5.7 liters and 400 horsepower, the L76 tried to balance performance and an ecological approach. But can an engine that wants to be green really make a driver's heart race? At first, the L76 seemed promising, standing out for its efficiency. But the question remained, what about consistency? Drivers began to wonder whether this engine was worth trusting on the roads. Despite the focus on fuel economy, many who drive a Corvette crave the pure adrenaline rush. After all, who really wants to sacrifice power in the name of kilometers per liter? At number 15, Chevrolet LT4. The LT4 was developed to push the 2015 Corvette Z06 to its limits. This supercharged engine was supposed to represent the pinnacle of Chevrolet engineering, promising an unparalleled driving experience. With an incredible 6.2 liters and 650 horsepower, this engine makes any car lover's heart race. It's pure capacity, but does this power come without the risk of problems? Despite all its power, some drivers began reporting compression system failures. Can a high-performance engine have such a huge shadow on its reputation? The LT4 is the engine that makes the Corvette the fastest in its lineup, but its controversial reputation raises questions. Is the price of speed worth it? At number 14, Chevrolet L89. The L89, a variation of the iconic L88, was launched in the late 1960s. It represented an era of high-performance engines, but not without its dark secrets hidden under the hood. With its 5.7-liter V8 and impressive 430 horsepower when tuned correctly, the L89 promised excitement, but delivered more than just speed. Did you know that this engine was the choice of true enthusiasts? Although famous for its power, some L89 units suffered from assembly flaws. This meant that durability was a constant concern for owners, a real nightmare on wheels. The L89 is often remanufactured, but for many it is still a legend, a mixture of love story and pain that many Corvetteers would prefer to forget. Does this engine deserve its place on the podium of the worst? At number 13, Chevrolet LS6. The Chevrolet LS6 is a legend on the track, popular for its impressive performance. This V8 engine has become a favorite choice among enthusiasts for its power and speed in competition. Are you prepared for what comes next? With 5.7 liters and delivering up to 425 horsepower in tuned versions, the LS6 is pure adrenaline. It makes you feel speed like never before. Have you ever imagined speeding up in a Corvette with this monster under the hood? It's breathtaking. Despite its power, the LS6 requires care. Meticulous maintenance is key to keeping it in top shape. Neglecting it can leave you on the road and with a huge headache. Will you risk it? Considered one of Chevrolet's best V8 engines, the LS6 is a true treasure. But be aware that it is not common to find it in common models. Can you recognize one when you see one? Pay attention. At number 12, Chevrolet L82. The Chevrolet L82 emerged in the 1980s with the promise of increasing the performance of Corvettes. But did it really bring the excitement that drivers expected? Let's explore this story of attempts and failures. With its 5.0-liter configuration and fuel injection, the L82 delivered 230 horsepower. On paper, it looked solid, but in practice, many drivers wondered if these horses were real or just an illusion. Although relatively reliable, the L82 faced performance difficulties and frequent failures on long trajectories. If you've ever worried about an engine failing at critical times, then you know how frustrating it is. For many fans, the L82 wasn't good enough, so it was often given makeovers with performance parts, turning it into a never-ending project to try to achieve what it should have been from the beginning. At number 11, Chevrolet L88. The Chevrolet L88 is famous for its racing abilities and impressive power. However, its rarity makes each unit a true jewel, making collectors true treasure hunters of this legendary engine. With 5.7 liters of pure power, the L88 generated an impressive 430 horsepower in its most powerful form. This machine was a real roar on the track, but did all that power make up for its flaws? Although it was extremely powerful, the L88 had cooling problems in some units under extreme conditions, leading to catastrophic failures. Have you ever imagined being at full speed and your engine just giving up? Introduced in 1967, the L88 quickly became almost mythical among collectors. A symbol of power and performance, its history reverberates to this day as a warning about the limits of engineering in the pursuit of speed. At number 10, Chevrolet LS2. The Chevrolet LS2 looked promising as an update to the LS1, but unfortunately, its reputation was marred by a series of failures that left many owners frustrated. What would have been a breakthrough quickly turned into a headache. With 6.0 liters of pure V8 power, the LS2 delivered a respectable 400 horsepower. But this strength was often overshadowed by problems that arose, making drivers wonder if it was worth buying a Corvette with this engine. The LS2's sensors brought with them unstable behavior. When they failed, many drivers felt the loss of power at crucial moments, such as overtaking. Have you ever thought about how frustrating this would be while driving a sports car? Although some saw the LS2 as a significant advance, the reality was that maintenance became a real battle. The costs and difficulties faced by mechanics made this engine more of a challenge than a celebration of performance. At number 9, Chevrolet LT5. The Chevrolet LT5 builds on the iconic Corvette ZR1, seeking to push boundaries with its revolutionary technology and explosive performance. It was like putting a rocket into a masterpiece on wheels. With an impressive 5.7 liters and 375 horsepower, this engine became famous for its power, making the ZR-1 one of the fastest machines of the time. It was a true monster, ready to devour any clue. But not everything was perfect. Older models of the LT5 suffered from failures, mainly due to their complexity. Some have even nicknamed these cars walking bombs, a real nightmare for engine lovers. The LT5 was Chevrolet's first engine to incorporate 4-valve per cylinder technology, an innovation that promised performance. But this boldness brought more problems and solutions, leaving many enthusiasts in despair. At number 8, Chevrolet 350. The Chevrolet 350 engine is a true classic. Since the 60s, it has been used in various operations, showing that it is a backbone of Chevrolet. But is he as perfect as he says? With 5.7 liters of pure V8 power, the 350 has ranged from 145 to an impressive 370 horsepower over the years. This versatility generated fans, but also questions. Did you know that many would like more power from the start? Despite its legendary status, the 350 frequently faced gasket and cooling system failures. If you've ever seen a Corvette overheating, you can understand why some call it a hazard on the road. This engine wasn't just limited to the Corvette. Used in many vehicles, its flexibility is admirable. But did this improve or worsen his fame? What do you think of this versatility? At number 7, Chevrolet 305. The Chevrolet 305 may have been a hero in the 80s, but it also had its dark secrets. Popular in Chevrolets of this era, it paved the way for many other engines that came after it. That 5.0-liter V8 wasn't quite the beast enthusiasts were hoping for. With power ranging from 150 to 185 horsepower, it made more noise than it actually roared when acceleration was required. Owners often found themselves struggling with uneven performance. A reputation for average reliability was also based on the fact that older versions left many on the road. And make no mistake, the 305's popularity led to a wave of modifications. Many drivers tried to transform this pearl into a racing competitor, but not everyone managed to tame this beast. At number 6, Chevrolet L46. The Chevrolet L46, used especially in some Corvettes in the 70s, was designed for maximum performance on the track. Imagine powerful vehicles ready to challenge any racer, a true dream for speed lovers. With an impressive 5.7 liters and 350 horsepower, the L46 promised an electrifying driving experience. But was all this power worth it? Many wondered as they sped down the streets and lanes. Although it was considered super reliable in races, the L46 couldn't handle everyday life. In the city, it appeared fragile, taking drivers on a true emotional roller coaster, a story of love and pain on the roads. Over the years, the L46 has become a coveted relic among collectors. Today, it is seen as a treasure by the enthusiast community, capable of evoking memories of racing and pure adrenaline, even if it was the worst. At number 5, Chevrolet L71. The Chevrolet L71 is one of Chevrolet's most iconic engines, powering the legendary Corvette of the 1960s. With its bold design, it captured hearts and left marks in the history of North American sports cars. With 5.4 liters of pure power, the L71 offered an impressive 430 horsepower. In its day, this was an unparalleled force, making the Corvette a true beast on the road and a dream for speed enthusiasts. However, not everything was rosy. The L71 displayed weaknesses in extreme conditions, resulting in failures that left many drivers asking, "What happened to my engine?" With a limited production, only a fraction of the L71 units reached the market, making it a true collector's item. But is his legacy one of power or of problems? At number 4, Chevrolet ZR1. After years of anticipation, the Chevrolet ZR1 arrived with promises of stunning performance, created to transform the Corvette line into a legend on the track. But did he really deliver on what he promised? Equipped with a 6.2-liter supercharged V8, the ZR1 surpassed the 700 horsepower barrier in some variations. This brute force left many in love, but not everything that glitters is gold. Get ready for the twist. Although it was a true icon of power, many owners complained of premature wear and tear on their machines. Did Chevrolet put performance above durability? The answer may shock you. With all this, the ZR1 was considered the most powerful production engine ever made by Chevrolet. But does the title justify the problems that arose? Stay tuned and find out if the ZR1 is really what it seemed. Now we come to our top 3 on our list. Chevrolet 427. The Chevrolet 427 was a true icon of the 60s, transforming the world of sports cars with its spectacular performance. Can you imagine the excitement when you hear the roar of this engine on the track? It was a revolution on wheels. With an impressive 7.0 liters of pure V8 power, the 427 could generate up to 450 horsepower, a true monster that left the competition in the dust. But did this power have a price to pay? Get ready for the dramatic turn. Unfortunately, like many powerful V8 South, the 427 had an Achilles heel: overheating. This problem caused many lovers to stay on the road. Have you ever wondered why this happened to such a legendary engine? The 427 also made track history, dominating NASCAR races alongside the Corvette, a legacy filled with victories and emotion, but the shadow of overheating always loomed. Could such a great engine have also been so problematic? And number 2, Chevrolet 502. The Chevrolet 502 is hailed as a performance engine, especially on drag strips. With an iconic status, it made history in competitions and among speed lovers. With an impressive 8.1 liters, this monster delivers between 500 and 600 horsepower, a true titan under the hood that wins hearts on the track. But its power comes with challenges. However, like every giant, it has its flaws. Motor wear and voltage variations are common and largely depend on the owner's care and maintenance. How is your engine? The 502's fame extended far beyond racing. This engine earned the respect of enthusiasts, proving that it was more than a machine. It was a symbol of performance on the track and on the road. And now, first on our list, Chevrolet. The Chevrolet 454 is a true titan on the roads and racetracks. Launched to dominate, it made its mark as one of the most rugged and iconic engines in American automotive culture. With an impressive 7.4 liters, the 454 generates between 450 and 500 horsepower. Its unparalleled strength makes you feel the adrenaline rush when you turn the key, promising an electrifying driving experience. Considered one of the most durable engines, the 454 can surprise everyone with its longevity, as long as it is wisely maintained. A true testament that power and durability can go hand in hand. Hugely desired for high-performance conversions, the 454 has a legacy rich in racing history. Each engine seems to carry the emotion of a race, ready to challenge the limits on the track. And we have reached the end of our analysis of Chevrolet Corvette engines. Which of these engines is your favorite? Or do you know of any other engines that should be on this list? Leave your opinion in the comments, like the video and subscribe to the channel for more incredible content like this. And don't forget to activate the bell so you don't miss any news.